All right, so welcome to the exchange. So, first and foremost, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to give you my opinion on what I see in the stock markets. Looking to the left to see what has happened, then looking to the right to see what may happen. Do your own due diligence. Make sure you invest money in things you know about. If you don't know, invest in yourself and learn. That's the best way you can make money out here and have some security in these markets. So, let's look at what happens to stock markets so we can get a better idea and some security in exchange. Welcome to the Exchange Show.
All right, here we go on the exchange. So, people want to know what's going on. Well, it's a shit show. We got tickets. Let's be honest. This thing is going hard, and it's not going hard in the right direction. So, the thing is, how can you gauge how bad it is? Well, one of the ways you can do is with this. This is called the volatility index for the S&P 500, and it's called the VIX for short. You can look at it anytime you want. VIX is a ticker, and it's currently at 45. If you're like, it's 45 good? 45 is not good. 45 is bad. The last time it was up this high was, this was in August of 24. That wasn't a good time either. Previously, another big time it was up there around here in 2022. 2022 was a bad year if you didn't know how to play options. So it was a down year, pretty much a bear market. Now, the last time it was around that area again, you got 2021, you got 2020. I wonder what happened there. Some more 2020. Guess what? Still in 2020. And then March of 2020. Don't worry, it's been other times. If you notice the years, probably you might remember something. 2018. We had some bank issues on some of these years. We had some sick thing was going around on one of these other years, and every time it gets up this high, if this 2011, oh boy, yeah. Oh, look at this one, 2010. Hmm. Mm-hmm. What could this have been around this time? 2008. Housing crisis. Anybody? So if you notice, anytime it gets around this area of 33 and up, it's not a good time for your investments. So what I would recommend is that you keep an eye on the VIX. I know I do a lot. And you can't get in front of it. You can't say, oh, it's been up this high, so it's going to pull back. I've got things saying, yeah, it's a possibility it could pull back, but this was a really strong candle, and it shot up hard. And I don't want to get in front of it and be like, I'm buying stocks today. I can wait for stocks to bottom out. If it's going to be a V-shaped recovery, which it may be, because a lot of the things that we have as issues for this downturn in the economy are literally based on one person talking and a plan that no one seems to know or understand. So, with that being said, all we could do as investors is take your time. You don't want to get in front of a train and say, I know it's going to stop an inch in front of me. And no, no. Wait for the market to start turning around, wait for confirmation, and then get in. One of the things you got to watch as well is the VIX is a Dixie. Dixie is the strength of the dollar. The strength of the dollar is down, and it's been going down. Now, sometimes that needs to happen, but at the same time, there's a correlation. If the dollar goes down, stocks are supposed to go up. So let's look here. Let's just go back to September of 24. All right. We want to remember September 24. It's going to be an example. We're going to take that and we're going to go to the S&P 500, September of 24, turn it into the weekly, August, September. The dollar was down, stocks took off. Great thing. Now, in a daily, you might be, why did I put it in the weekly? Because I want to make it easy to see. Here's August. And then September comes along right here. Where you at? There. It was a retouch. So we had our low, then a retouch. We established a trend line, followed it until we broke it, but we still kept going higher. It yeah. So the dollar's down right now. That means we should be seeing some good things in the market. But since this is all fake, like the news that's coming out, and you can't get a straight answer from people in the that are supposed to know the answers, it really makes it hard. So take your time. That's how you save your money. That's how you make your money. If you're wondering, how can I start to get ahead of these things? Okay. If you've looked at Bitcoin, Bitcoin was not as hand in hand with the stock market for a while. Now it is hand in hand with the stock market. It's a little bit, and I'm not going to say a lot. It's literally just a little bit off from the stock market, meaning everything the stock market does, Bitcoin doesn't do it at the exact same time. But yeah, this is looking like, well, back, put it this way. We used to be able to look at the Bitcoin and say, okay, Bitcoin's going up on Sunday, markets are going to go up on Sunday. That's not saying that they were hand in hand, but it did lead. It was a way for global investments to move versus just one country. And another thing you can do is look at how the markets are going to open Sunday night or tonight, the 6th, in Asia and in London. If you see those two markets open and they just go down, that is not a good sign for us in the morning. And the reason being is those markets will lead this market because we're going to be watching why are they selling? What news do they know about? What news did they hear first? We didn't have time to react because our markets weren't open. So these three things can help you understand or at least get a good grasp on that. One more you can look at is futures. So the futures market is something I do like to look at if you can tell a little bit into it. So I don't want to look at that it's too much on the screen. Let me look at down here. I think I have another one. Actually, I'll look at this. And, oh, that's right. I can look at this. There we go. Hmm, that's different. Anyway, the main thing is you can look at the futures market and you can start seeing. I'll take it down to the hour, where you can actually see some of this stuff. When this market opens, it'll be 6 p.m. tonight, and you'll be able to see how our markets are going to effectively take news from the weekend that has happened and most people could not react to, and this will start reacting. Now, it has given me a pretty much a bottom in the hour time frame, so I'm looking forward to bounce up slightly, but at the same time, is that bounce going to be the V-shaped recovery everybody's looking at? Probably not. It's probably going to just be a pull up or a pull back to the upside and then a follow through to the downside, in my opinion. Because as of today, at like 3:30, there's no way that news has happened that has changed the world's view of these tariffs. Let's be honest. So to end this all out, take a look at Bitcoin. That's the one thing that's pretty much traded all day, every day. If this thing is going up, then we cool. But currently we're in a consolidation. Okay. Consolidation. We had an M pattern, which played out essentially. Now we could come down to this area here to 69, maybe $70,000 area. But I'll be honest with you. This trend line here, this outer trend line or inner trend line here I drew a while ago. Yeah, that's the inner one. Oh my God. I started that one back in 2023. The last one had to be 2020, 2022. So wait a minute, that's 2022. I got to do one for. Actually, let me do this. Get out of there. bring this all the way across because now we have three areas. If it goes past where it currently is, there's a long way down to this trend line, which is the outer trend line. Then we have another trend line further down. So if it goes past all of this, like this area here where it's consolidating, I'm looking at the 73, $71,000 area. But I'm gonna just tell you guys, be prepared, learn as much as you can. If you want to learn how to do this technical analysis, check out the website. There's books there. There's a lot of videos there. If you're a beginner, check it out. Leave a comment if you want me to cover something specifically. But just learn as much as you can about how to start looking at the markets and better in hindsight, because you can learn a lot looking at hindsight. Check out 2022, but also think about what's happening now in reference to 1987 on Black Monday. People are thinking that this Monday will be another Black Monday. So Black Monday was when the stock market completely poo itself, like over 500 points down. And it was a combination of tariffs or trade deficits, or automatic trading. So automatic trading is when certain levels are hit and then computers just take over. You had fears because people didn't know the strength of the dollar or what was going to happen with certain huge economies around the world. Kind of sounds familiar. So be ready for things. If you can get your money together, if you know how to trade, not invest, but trade, it's going to be a good time for you. If you're an investor only, look, sit on the sidelines until you see confirmation that price is going up. If you're a trader, get ready because I'm sure this year is going to be a trader's paradise, going up, down, all around because this guy is just everywhere with the news he's talking about. So good luck. I'm hoping everybody gets a green portfolio in some kind of way because some markets are going up, but not much. So good luck. This is the exchange. I'll see you next week.